Alright, first off, I want to say good luck in our match tomorrow. And despite your medal being higher than me, I've decided to take your request seriously. And go over this replay for you. I don't discriminate.
Your turn to ban.
Hang on, let me turn down the volume a bit.
Prepare for battle.
All I can really say about this item build is it's kind of trolly. I mean, you have a lot of kill potential on what appears to be a solo offlane Doom. But you're spending 300 gold to mitigate his ring of protection. And these guys don't really right-click that well.
It's in the bag.
Most of your damage in this lane is going to be coming from Chilling Touch anyway.
30 seconds.
So this is just a waste of 300 gold.
The battle begins.
Yeah, I would have liked to see, against a Doom, I would have liked to see either a double tango into a salve, or double tango with a quelling blade. But you are just getting completely babysat in this lane. Which is pretty unfortunate considering they have a safe lane Tinker of all heroes. I don't know, I'd like to see this AA rotate top. Obviously this has nothing to do with you. I don't know if you had to drag the creep wave all the way back here. I think you probably could have sent yourself some more regen. I don't know if I think this you're turning this into a desolator, right? So yeah. So when you're a melee hero and you have a stout shield and PA even has evasion, you want to just tank the creeps and kite them around before you commit to dragging them behind the tower or last hitting them under tower, just in case your support fucks up the pull. Because look at how hard this lane is pushing. I'd like to see you go for a phase boots right now. just to run away from the Doom, as well as just have that extra bit of, like, there's a Sand King, there's a Doom. Having an early move speed advantage against these guys is really, really powerful. I probably would have gone for raindrops in this game as well. They just have a lot of like Burrow Strike, Infernal Blade. I mean, maybe you can get away with sending yourself to ring health, but I don't think. I'm really hoping that you don't go straight Battle Fury before even having like a Boots of Speed. But I mean, you might be able to get away with it in a game like this, where you're just barely getting pressured. I just don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not the right move though. And they're definitely ramping up the pressure now that CM isn't constantly here. And I would have rather seen AA come top. See, now you're just dead. If you had boots there, you never would have died. I would have rather seen AA come up here, because CM doesn't need to be anywhere near the Zeus in order to influence him. But AA can, and he's actually going the wrong build. I was going to say AA can slow with Chilling Touch as well as increase Zeus's magical damage with Ice Vortex, and that can really fuck up Tinker's plans, especially when it's a fucking safe lane Tinker. Like, how has this guy not died at least at least once already? Yeah, you're just getting punished hardcore by not having boots here, I think. I think these two items are way too greedy. I don't know, it might actually be like an early Hood of Defiance PA game. Like phase boots into Hood of Defiance into like Aquila or something, and then go for the Battle Fury. Like, there's absolutely no reason you should have died twice here, especially with the tri-lane start that you had. And I know you have a CM aura, but that doesn't mean you should be ignoring items like Magic Wand and Aquila and stuff like that. Maybe not the Hood of Defiance, just because Oracle can purge it off. But maybe the Oracle doesn't know that. I mean, he probably picked Oracle just because there's a Huskar in the game. I didn't see the draft or anything, but I guess I could look at it now. Last pick Huskar. Jesus. Yeah, now that the Doom has phase boots and you don't, so the Doom can constantly just run up to you and just dumpster you, and you can't do anything about it because he runs so much faster than you do with the phase boots active. Like, imagine what your HP percentage would be here if you had phase boots to counteract the Doom phase boots. It would probably be 100%, and you wouldn't be susceptible to like a Sand King stun, which, I mean, there's no reason that Sand King couldn't have been like right here, smoked even, with them diving you under tower to punish this no boots. And finally you get boots at like 8 minutes and 50 seconds. At this point, you don't want to stay in your lane because Doom's presence only increases, and your next power spike isn't for a while. So you should be looking to, like, for right here, for instance, or I don't know, you should be looking to TP out of this lane as soon as you can to turn a gank. But now that you do have these 3 heroes here, you can stay. But it's kind of a lot. Like, even with the 3 years, and now even Huskar is here, I would like to see you TPing somewhere else immediately. That's what you end up doing. Got the chilling touch, maybe you can get a cheeky kill onto this Tinker. Decide not to go for it. Now, something you probably should have tried to pay attention to this game is whether Tinker had laser or March build, or heat-seeking missile and laser, or laser and March. Which, in like 90% of games, it should be the March build. But sometimes, you know, you just have these garbage Tinker players, and they get a kill on you because they went the wrong skill build. So, you know, he didn't actually show his hand that he had the missile, but the fact that he didn't march, not even once, and you should be hitting this tower right now. You should be, especially with the CM here, and you actually TP to this fight instead of getting damage on this tower against a Tinker with no march. They would have got this kill on Doom regardless, I'm pretty sure. It's probably a case of you not properly evaluating whether you're actually needed before you TP. And as a one position player, before you commit that TP, you need to be 100% certain that you're either getting kills or you're winning a team fight and then doing some objective damage before you actually TP from something you want to do, which is get tower damage over here. I'm gonna look forward to when this Oracle's godlike and you crit him like twice and get his streak. Let's speed this up to 1.5. Looks like the Doom is just stacking, very wisely, I might add, just stacking armor. I would have liked to see at least a raindrops as well. He just went in though. Yeah, like going for a hood and just stacking armor on Doom this game is so good. Alright, so you TP top. But you already had one of your cores farming that lane. I would have preferred to see you actually walk all the way out to wherever there isn't a core farming, and then saving your TP, like saving your TP for a fight like this. Maybe they dive the tower, but they see you top now. They're diving the tower, they see you top. You could have TP'd and got this fucking Oracle's Wicked Sick or whatever it is. So the way that you... And you're still not here in this fight. They're missing that tiniest bit of damage to get these kills. And as long as you're... Yeah, that TP was actually so bad. Not being able to show up to this fight that's already been going on for like a minute and a half. And you finally show up, kill the Doom. I don't like farming these jungle camps because you could have been farming this lane instead of Zeus. And now you're actually walking to their jungle camps, which is fine. You want to be in this area. And now that Zeus is left, you have your own lane here. And you do have the TP. I guess what you should be doing here... actually, you should have TP'd by now. It's good to get that damage on the tower, but there's a real... You should have been keeping track of Oracle's false promise. And TP'd while it was wearing off, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of hard because in this game, your team's team fight is pretty much non-existent. But still, you gotta watch out for that. You always have to watch out for sniping that Huskar. I didn't see how you ended up going down. I guess it was to a Huskar dive. It doesn't really matter. Going straight for the BKB. BKB is obviously a good item in this game. But I'm wondering, given how weak your team's actual team fight is, I'm wondering if it's better to just go like more survivability somehow. Like it always feels bad when you have to use BKB as a survivability item, right? So I'm wondering if it's better to just go some kind of split push build. I'm not sure exactly what that would be. But considering they don't have a Shadow Blade on Doom, maybe a Lincoln Sphere? But I don't know. PA just doesn't like the stats from Lincoln Sphere. This is more along the lines where I would say that your hero choice is questionable in this situation. But yeah, I don't know. Jesus. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that. I feel like your only way. I know you end up winning this game eventually. I'm guessing that the enemy team just threw pretty hard somehow. I mean, look at this fucking tinker, man. Does he have a blink on this courier? No. Like, what the fuck is... What is this garbage, really? Yeah, I feel like your only way back into this game is actually to just properly split the map. You know, deal with the lanes. Don't fight them at any cost. Eventually, the fact that their Tinker is a really bad Tinker player is going to catch up to them, and you'll be able to win the game because your hero outcarries any of the heroes on the enemy team. So instead of taking that fight there, I would have liked to see you farm this and push it all the way to the tower and try to get some reactions. I know you tried to do that last time and you ended up getting killed, but I think they still would have gone for this fight up here, regardless of whether, like, you should have at least forced Tinker to rotate over here, right? What the hell? Unfortunately, you didn't get his godlike streak. Somebody else must have got it. So you pushed out the wave, but you went to this camp when the clear choice was to actually go for this mid lane. I mean, I don't know that much about your playstyle, but it seems like while you do prioritize lane creeps, you maybe don't have it active in your mind while you're playing that, oh, I should be prioritizing mid creeps. Like, you have to have a general mindset of what lanes have to be dealt with right now. Can I deal with it? Am I going to get ganked if I deal with it? You know, that sort of stuff. It's fine that you're farming jungle right now, because there's nothing else to do. Walking up to Tinker and losing half your HP wasn't fine though. Yeah, that was a completely 100% unnecessary death right there. Which I'm sure you already realize. Right there, you should have been farming jungle while, like, your Tiny or something hit the tower. And then, if depending on how many heroes they rotated, in the safety of the jungle over here, you just TP down here and deal with this lane. This is farm that should be yours, not the Crystal Maidens. You really need to work on preserving your TPs, because now, what if you want to push this all the way out, but they start pushing like top tier 3 in response, or something like that. And this is like a prime time, actually, for you to be pushing out this bottom lane, because Roche is spawning soon. If they have to deal with this bottom lane, I mean, yeah, they got a Tinker, but if they rotate anybody else besides Tinker down and fail to kill you, then their Roche is weaker. So it's just really difficult for you to take these fights because you have one stun and it's fucking tiny avalanche. I don't know, try to think about like the conditions for you to show up to a fight. Like, I don't know, I gave you one example earlier, which was, has false promise been used already? Because you can't fight into a Huskar that has false promise at the ready. It's just not going to work, especially with the team that you've got. Also keep in mind that I believe, yeah, false promise heals through Ancient Apparition ult. So, like, this AA is pretty much like a useless pick against the Oracle. I honestly have no idea. Oh, you guys just snatched Roche. I guess that's how you did it. You kill Huskar, kill Doom, kill the rest of their entire team. Close enough. Let's look at the graph. So it was, I would have thought that they were further ahead than that. It was like 11k or something, now it's like 9k, 7k actually. And I don't know, the enemy team just played like idiots, I'd say. That's why they couldn't win with Huskar Oracle. When your team has this low amount of team fight. Tinker finally has a blink dagger. Apparently has had one for a while. I don't know, I've been getting sidetracked lately. Watching this game. I don't like the Desolator pickup here, cause they have evasion, they've got armor already. This is like more of an early mid-game item. I think you would have been better served by actually going for that nullifier instead of this. Either that or going for an MKB, maybe. I feel like a good build in this game possibly would have been like MKB Satanic. I feel like MKB Satanic would have solved a lot of your issues here. And finishing this Desolator just really slowed you down quite a bit. I mean, I'm really wondering. I mean, obviously you know that Nullifier is a good item, but I'm wondering if you just blindly went at this game because like I just don't see which hero the Nullifier is for. It's like Huskar, you nullify him, he doesn't give a fuck. Sand King, nullify him, probably be able to kill him, but he's a support hero. It's just not really good against their cores. And Tinker, I would say nullifier, sure, but that's if he lets you jump him. And in this game, he probably will. I'm guessing you get a few Tinker kills with this nullifier, with your nullifier BKB, but I don't know, it's just absolutely useless against this Huskar when he has Oracle on his team, backing him up. I feel like MKB Satanic would have been so much better in this game. I don't know, MKB Satanic, and then, I don't know, you have to be pretty tanky. Like, unfortunately, in this game, you actually have to be the frontliner. Like, Tiny can't do, well, Tiny just dies. Tiny gets life breaked, that's half his fucking HP, and the other half, like 3 right clicks from Huskar. This Tiny is an absolute glass cannon, but even if he built HP or whatever, he'd still get dumpstered by this Huskar. Just because of life break. Alright, I've seen enough of that game, but I think you mostly just need to work on your itemization and your TPs, as well as like where to farm and when, and you'd be a lot better at playing Dota. No flame, but that itemization was actually dog shit.